From the far reaches of the Milky Way galaxy, it's Retro Nerd Girl with a quick film review for you. Today, I'll be reviewing the movie The Burbs, released in 1989. Starring Tom Hanks, Bruce Dern, and Carrie Fisher. Directed by Joe Dante. The synopsis is, Ray Peterson wants to spend his vacation lounging around the house, relaxing in his suburban neighborhood. Unfortunately, he gets completely obsessed with the new neighbors next door, the Klopeks, and ruins everything. This is pretty much a star-studded black comedy that is really beloved by the fans. Nearly every fan of the film has at least 5 quotes that they've got in their back pocket. It's that infamous. And I suppose it's something that I really never got into because I wasn't brought up in the suburbs. But after revisiting this film over the years, you don't have to really be from the suburbs in order to enjoy this. This is really a film for everyone. You know, things start out pretty normal as the unique characters of this neighborhood carry out their normal lives with comedic inklings that there may be something going on in the house next door to Ray's house. Hilarious paranoia, bad dreams, and lots of snooping around really pushes Ray to take things way too far, which leads to incredibly immature hijinks using creepy music and many of the horror movie cinematic visuals you would expect to see in an old classic. There's a trifecta of male head of households that kind of get together like little naughty schoolboys, almost reliving their immature adolescence. And it's very cute and endearing. There's even a scene where the 2 neighbors are asking Ray's wife, played by Carrie Fisher, if he can come out and play, so to speak. And it just kind of tickles you a little bit because here they are, of course, grown men, and they're acting like children, literally. Now, the Klopeks are an interesting aspect to the film. In my book, they're pretty awesome. They're a mix between the Munsters and the Addams family, shrouded in mystery and fueling their neighbors with suspicion with their very odd and disturbing behavior. They're very eccentric, and I absolutely love those guys. The biggest highlight of the film are the phenomenal performances that help you accept the situation in this film, and it helps to make it feel more authentic. We have Tom Hanks playing Ray Peterson and really just killing it. Wow, what intensity he embodies as he's playing this really over-the-top character, but somehow he still remains very likable. You still really want the best for his character. One other actor of note is Bruce Dern as the neighborhood veteran Mark Rumsfeld, and his performance is very gritty, it's very visceral, and he plays a guy you probably met at least once or twice in your lifetime that's kind of bitter, but he's not angry or anything. He just has a certain way of doing things, and he thinks he knows everything about everything because he's experienced so much. So he's a very fascinating character. You can't keep your eyes off of him when he's on screen. Then we've got appearances from an amazing cast. Of course, as I mentioned before, Carrie Fisher. We have a young Corey Feldman playing a very way out cool dude with lots of friends, but he has a very particular way of dealing with this sort of dynamic in his block. he kind of views it as a modern entertainment, if you will, and often has his friends come out and watch the magic unfold, as you will, in front of his porch. Then we have Wendy Scow playing a counterpart for Bruce Dern, Henry Gibson, Brother Theodore, Courtney Gaines, Dick Miller, who's often in many of Joe Dante's films, as well as Robert Picardo. So yeah, it's a fabulous cast. The music was fantastic, very mood-building music. And like I said, I think that's the part of it that kind of remind me of the old school horror movies, the way the score lent itself to that suspenseful but fun, emotional guidance throughout the film. Okay, so I only have one problem with the film, and it's a big problem, but I could overlook it, and I'm not sure if I should or if I shouldn't. And so here it is. At the end of the film, it almost makes a very profound statement about how we should make judgments on people who look different from us or who are different from us. And it was going towards that kind of deep realization, and then it snatched it away. Just like, nope, we're not going to go down the moral high ground. It did it just to provide a twist for the audience, because you thought it was going to go one way and it went the other. And at first I was really upset that the film didn't go down the deeper message route, and which would have really made the film more of a tragic, cautionary tale. And still in a way it's a tragedy that the message that the audience is left with is a shallow one. It's such a fun film. I think if you're smart enough to understand that it's a film just for entertainment purposes. So I think the truth is that no one making this film thought that it would be taken seriously, because it was just an adventure fantasy. Why do I like this film? I just think it's a very fun, plucky, juvenile kind of humor that is thread throughout the entire piece, and it actually works. It somehow just all ties in and works for me, and it works for so many people on probably a very primal level, and I think it does it because it's of the incredible performances in the film, and the way the film is shot in a very playful homage to classic old school horror, which is quite yummy to look at. It's definitely a hidden gem. My rating is a 7.3. Well, that sums up my quick review. This is Retro Nerd Girl signing off. Take care, movie lovers. I'm off to my next review.